everyone, welcome back to the homestead. We are heading out of spring and into summertime. It's been very hot here, hot and humid.
Yeah.
So we've harvested most of the spring things, the brassicas. Still have a few cabbages left to harvest, but most of the brassicas have been harvested. We got, I think, our biggest cauliflower yet this year. That was fun. We've done our first potato harvest. We've got about half of our garlic harvested. We think we need to finish that today. So anyway, we're going to be switching out a lot of the beds this week, replacing a lot of those crops with some summer crops like bush beans, which Esther can't wait for. Second and third plantings of cucumbers, squash, and melon, and then some cover crops that we like sweet clover, sorghum, sudan grass, and sunflowers. We like to use sunflowers. I guess it's not typically a cover crop, but we like to use sunflowers to kind of fill in the gap between the spring and fall crops. Besides all the garden work, we've also been doing some other projects like fixing the turkey gate. Nate was able to get some help with that and put in a really nice post cemented into the ground and a homemade gate. That's going to help make turkey chores a lot easier. We redid some pea gravel in the garden as well, an area that was just complete weeds, a nice mat of weeds. Where we'd put pea gravel last year, but it's an area that gets flooded out by the driveway, and so it was a weedy mess. So we got all the weeds out, put more cardboard down, and another layer of pea gravel. So now we can walk around that edge of the garden. It's really nice. So the main ways we're preserving the harvest is fermenting, canning, and curing. We do a little bit of freezing, but our freezer's pretty small. So mostly we just freeze our berries and fruits that we're gonna make into jams and jellies. And we freeze a little bit of our extra greens, like chard, kale, that kind of thing. But other than that, we don't use our freezer much for preserving because it's too small. So Esther's been doing the fermenting this year. She's really enjoying that, and it's a huge blessing to me. She's been making sauerkraut, veggie mix, which is one of our favorites. She's been doing beans, and then you did some carrots too. So Esther, what is your basic recipe for fermenting veggies?
You just make a saltwater brine, which is 2 tablespoons of salt per a quart of water. And then we like to add a dash of Bubby's pickle juice because we like the flavor. Yeah,
Bubby's is the brand of fermented veggies that we really enjoy from the store, and they've got such good flavor. So how much would you say you put in per quart?
About 2 tablespoons.
So next is canning. We haven't done a whole lot of canning yet, but this year I think we're going to be doing a lot. So far we've started with a couple different jams, strawberry and honeyberry. And the hard thing with those is it's hard to keep them on the shelf.
Yeah.
We've already given some away and eaten some, but we're going to try and save at least a little bit of each variety we make for like the dead of winter, so that we have something fruity from the garden in the wintertime. And we like to use Pomona's Universal Pectin when we make our jams and jellies, because you can use honey as your sweetener or do no sweetener at all, just use stevia. There's lots of different options, and all of the instructions for different recipes come in the little box. So they've got everything you need right there in the box. You don't have to hunt for recipes, it's just all right there, and super helpful. And then the last thing we've been doing is curing. So this is for vegetables that are going to be stored on the shelf, in the pantry, or in the root cellar. So right now we've got potatoes curing and garlic, and this is actually our first time having a rack to do that with. Normally we just have to kind of pile our produce various places to cure, and it's a lot of maneuvering stuff around here and there, and so it's nice to have a rack this year.
Yeah.
It's filling up fast though. Ideally, you want to have a space to cure in the shade. I think that's the best way to cure. Maybe a little bit of morning sun is good, but where we live, the afternoon sun can be too much for some of those things. So that's one of the reasons why we're working on putting a patio cover over that area. So the guys have been continuing to work on that. We do have to get a window replaced before they can press on with that project, but they're doing a really good job with that. Yep, 35. So once those potatoes are cured, we just start putting them into our pantry. Just keep on moving them from the curing rack into the pantry all summer long. Another thing that we're putting in the pantry this year for the first time is eggs. I'm preserving our eggs in lime water. This is the first time I've done it, so I didn't do a whole lot, just a few to see how it goes. And if it goes well, then next year we'll probably do more of that, see how it goes. Before we go, I wanted to show you how the zucchino rampicante is coming along. We've been able to have our first couple harvests of it, and it's doing so well this year. It's been a lot of fun to watch those grow. And I have a question for you as well. If anyone has tried to preserve kohlrabi, please let me know in the comments below, because we have an abundance of kohlrabi that we don't know what to do with. So if you have any ideas for us on how to preserve kohlrabi, please leave it in the comments below. All right, the girls have a thank you to give before we go.
Thank you for the loppers.
Yeah, we use those a lot on the homestead, huh?
Yeah.
And thank you so much, as always, to our patrons who make these videos possible. We really appreciate you guys. Until next time, we pray blessings over you and yours. And whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.